In today's video, we're going to learn how to make an infinite zoom video using Midjourney version 5.2's new zoom out feature and a free video editing software called CapCut to create a video like this. All right, let's dive in. First things first, we're going to have to get our set of images that we'll use as part of the infinite zoom video. The only way you can use this right now is using Midjourney version 5.2. So to make sure that you're using the right version, go into your Discord, type in settings, and this is where you'll see this feature pop up, and make sure that you're on option 5 here, Midjourney version 5.2. You can set these other settings here if you'd like, but we're going to use this version. All right, so I've already made this video, so I'm going to recreate it. I'm going to kind of show you how I did this. So the first step, we need to go and start with our starting image. So for this, I was doing something, an experimental psychedelic version of The Walking Dead. This was my starting image. So it's Rick screaming, looks pretty crazy. And using the zoom out feature right here, you'll see zoom out 2 times or zoom out 1.5 times, or you can even set the custom amount of zoom. For the purpose of this video, I'm using a zoom out two times, and you can see how it kind of progressed here. But let me go ahead and I'm going to go back up and I'm going to just click it so we can start fresh. So I'll click zoom out 2 times, and once it's finished, you just select the one that is more in line with your vision. So for this, I was trying to do something like, it's kind of cool because it almost is like a choose your own adventure kind of story. As you see the options, they start to tell different kinds of stories. So you can go down one path, the one that you prefer. So in this for this one, I'm going to select the version over here, the top left, top right. Let's wait for it to load. All right, so now we have the image that we want to pick. I'm going to press U2. I'll upscale it. And now we're going to move on. We can then just keep zooming out. So I'll zoom out again and repeat the process until you have your full set of images that you want to work from. All right, so now let's move into CapCut. This is the desktop version of the tool. You can see here the project that I already had for this. So I've already completed this. I'll kind of show you how to scroll through this. You can see how the video will look at the end. And I've added a soundtrack to it, different clips, audio clips, kind of tell the full story. And there's even effects that you can add in CapCut. So there is a paid version of it, which gives you a little bit more capabilities, but with the free version, you can do a lot, including this style of video. So let's start fresh. I'm going to create a whole new project. All right, here we are. Now we're in the new project. One thing to note about this, before you even get started here, go into settings and make sure that for the purpose of this, each photo will have a length of 3 seconds. So you can go here into edit, image duration, 3 seconds. And I set the frame rate to 60 FPS as well. So what this will do is going to make sure that the different metrics and measurements that I give you will work for your video. All right, click save. Now go ahead and import your images. All right, so I'm going to drag in, I'm going to upload all the images I had, 36 images for this project, import. And what I do is I'm going to sort it by time created. That way you can get it in chronological order. So this is going to mirror the entire progression of the video. So at this point, you'll just drag them in one by one, all at once, like I just did there. And you can see as you scroll through that it is following somewhat of that arc. Now, if you were just to play now, you can see, you're not going to have that smooth zoom out. So what you're going to need to do is, you can use your touchpad here to, I'm on a MacBook, so your touchpad to expand this view so you can see it a little bit more clearly. And what you need to do is make sure that this image is going to end in terms of the zoom out where this one begins. So, but before we even do that, make sure that the ratio, if you're doing this for YouTube or if you're doing this for Instagram, select the ratio that you want to start with. By default, it is not 16:9, which is what I'd like to work with for YouTube. So I'm going to already put it at 16.9. And now you see that it doesn't, the image actually doesn't fit into the screen. So that's going to factor into how we're zooming, what the starting zoom and the ending zoom of the image will be. The way that I've got it to work is you need to use the position and create a keyframe at the beginning and a keyframe at the end of each clip. Now that we have all the images in the timeline and we have the ratio set to 16.9, you'll notice that the image no longer fits the full width of the screen. That'll factor into when we resize the scale of the images. We want to make sure that it ends so that it fills the full screen. So in this version, I'm actually zooming out of the image rather than zooming into the image. So we're going to do this where the ending scale will be the smallest size of the image, but the beginning scale will be the largest. So we're going to zoom out of it. So to start, we're going to start with the scale. We're going to use the keyframe here. So you see on the right side of the screen, where it says position and size, we're going to click this little diamond where it says add keyframe. Make sure you select the top one. So I'm going to select them all, and this is going to set the keyframe for the beginning of the clip, and I'm going to set it to 238%. All right. It might be a little tiny bit blurry, but don't worry about that. It tends to look okay as we go through the video. And then we're going to end it to fit the size of the screen. We're going to end it at 118%. All right, so you can see here, if you click to just go through it, you see the zoom in action. Now what we got to do is make sure that the second clip is going to match the scale to look seamless with the first clip. So what we're going to do again, we're going to click this diamond for add keyframe. We're going to set this to 238% in the beginning frame. And we're going to go to the end of that frame, and we're going to select 118 again. And we're just going to do this for every clip. So you notice that this time I didn't do it to the exact end. This happens sometimes. What you can do is just select it and then drag it to the end of the clip until it turns blue. And you notice that that little diamond then turns into, like it kind of merges with the side of the clip. So now I'm going to play this and you can see how it seamlessly goes right into the next version. All right, so all you got to do is just keep doing this throughout the clip, and that's how you end up with your infinite zoom. You can also experiment with different transitions to see if you smooth out some of the wonkiness that might occur there. One thing that I have done is you go up here into transitions. It doesn't work with every clip, but I think this one, it might. I add the mix transition. So you just drag that over between the two clips, and you can see it kind of has a little bit of a mix so that it smooths it out a little bit. You can add that. If you want to add it to every clip, you just click on the transition, click apply all, and there it'll be between every clip that you go through. So what might happen at this point, once you have everything set up, if it's going a little bit too slow for you, you want to speed it up. One of the tricks that I've used is I actually export out this version of the clip. So you go back up here and you press export, and just export it out to desktop. And what you can do at that point is import it back into a project. You can see that here. So I've imported the full clip that I exported, and now I can change the speed of this clip to make it go faster. So you go right over here and click on speed, and I've actually set it to go 1.8x, and you can make this go as fast or as slow as you'd like to speed it up and make it a shorter clip. I like to keep them under a minute, so depending on your project, you can make it go faster or slower. Like I'll just show you, for example, going up to 5.0, how fast that will look. You can get it go pretty fast here. And that's it. That's how you make an infinite zoom video using CapCut and Midjourney 5.2. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'm sure to share some new hacks for Midjourney and video editing along the way.